Hello and welcome back to the Media Centre here at Photokina 2018. Here at the Canon booth, I am joined by wedding photography power couple and Canon ambassadors Julia and Jill. Now, Julia and Jill are, like I say, wedding photographers. And I want to talk about this not only from an artistic point of view, but also from a business point of view, because I know a lot of you watching are as interested in the business side of being a working photographer as you are in the creative side. So we're going to dive a bit into that. First things first, wedding photography. It's incredibly competitive out there. So what's your approach, Jill, first of all, to creating something that's compelling, a bit different, that helps you and what it is that you offer to stand out amongst a very busy crowd?
First, I want to say thank you. We're very happy to be invited here and to talk with you about wedding photography. We're very happy to be here. Your answer and the answer to your question is very complex. I think you can separate yourself from all the other photographers that are coming into the wedding photography every day. You can separate yourself by many different things, like by your personality, by your picture style, by your network, by your business know-how, your marketing, your branding. There are many things you can separate yourself by side the good photography. Like, you need to be a good wedding photographer. You need to be good at your craft. That's the main point. And also you need to be very good in communicating with people. I think these are the main things you need to be good at. But you can work on a few other things that are important to separate yourself in a crowded market.
So let's drill down into a couple of the points that you mentioned there. You said that personality is really important. So apart from having a website, what else can you as photographers do to let people know about your personality? You know, I guess it comes down to marketing. Julia, what sort of stuff do you do to let people know the Julia and Jill vibe?
I think Instagram stories is the nice way to show your personality, to speak with your clients, with your people, and yeah.
I think we're wedding photographers, that's our business, but beside this we try to build a personal brand, and I would always recommend to build a personal brand beside your craft. Like, we don't need that to build that personal brand, but it helps us a lot to get the clients. We want to get to separate ourselves from other photographers, and what we do is we try to show our personalities. Like, we try to show our daily life and boring stuff on Instagram, and we try to take the people who are watching with us when we are traveling. And I think your personality is a way to separate yourself from other photographers. And if your craft is good, you're in a line with so many other photographers who produce great work. But if I have to choose one, I would choose the one who I like the personality most, like who I would love to spend the wedding day with. Like, a wedding day can be very emotional. Maybe the photographer sees me crying, maybe he sees me naked or something like this. So the personality is huge, for a huge reason for getting booked as a wedding photographer.
And what is it about your personality then that you bring to your work? You know, we've all got personality, we've all got angles on the creative work that we do. So how does that manifest itself in the output that you produce for your clients? And I guess in that question I'm asking, for anyone who isn't familiar with your work, what does it look like? It's wedding photography, but what's the aesthetic?
Like, we love natural photography. We like to capture the connection between two people in love. Like, imagine you're walking through a city and you see a couple on the other side of the street, and you just see them kissing, you see them kidding, you see them having fun. It feels like they're in their own world. It feels like they're in their own galaxy, and this is what we want to capture in our photography. Like, these photos are not perfect in terms of posing, they're not perfect in terms of photography, maybe, but they're perfect for us because these moments, they're true, they're honest, and this is what we want to capture, and this is how we would describe our photography.
So that's what the output looks like: true, honest, capturing that moment, the intimacy of that connection. Yeah. However, very often on a shoot, it can be a manufactured environment. You know, you're shooting before the wedding day perhaps, or, you know, you're taking them away from the wedding itself to take those shots. So how do you create those moments of connection that could be artificial perhaps? Julia?
what would you say?
So I would say that you need to work on your skill to communicate with people. I think that's very important. As a photographer, we need to be good at our craft, but we need to be able to work with many different people. Every weekend we got thrown into a wedding with 100 people we've never seen before, and we need to be able to create a relationship with all these people, because we want to photograph the wedding from the inside out. We want to be close, because when we got close, for us it feels like the photos are more meaningful. Like the people who want to see the photos, who sees the photos after the wedding, they need to feel like when they see the photos, they were part of the wedding day. That's when you photograph a wedding from the inside out. And for that, you need to be very good in practicing your skills. There's a very great book by Dale Carnegie. It's called How to Make Friends. And this is a book we are always recommending in our workshops, in our speeches. Every photographer needs to read this book by Dale Carnegie, How to Make Friends. It's amazing.
Well, listen, it's been amazing to chat with you guys today. Thank you very much for joining us here in the Media Centre on the Canon booth. If you want to see some of Julia and Jill's work face-to-face, then you're going to be speaking later on in the CPS Lounge. At what time is that?
At 4 p.m.
At 4 p.m. 4 p.m. here on the Canon booth at Photokina 2018. But for now, Julia and Jill, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you so much.
We will be back on various social media channels throughout the day, obviously here on Facebook, but also on Twitter at Canon Events. Follow us there, follow us here, take us with you wherever you are, and if you're here, then come and say hello. Otherwise, we'll see you later.